Your life is not an episode of Skins. Things will never look quite as good as they do in a faded, sun-drenched Polaroid. Your days are not an editorial from Lula. Your life is not a Sofia Coppola movie, or a Chuck Palahniuk.
You fucked it up.
Palahniuk novel, or a Charles Bukowski poem. Grace Coddington isn't your creative director. Bon Iver and Joy Division don't play softly in the background at appropriate moments. Your hysterical teenage diary isn't a work of art. Your room probably isn't Selby material. Your life isn't a Tumblr screen cap. Every word that comes out of your mouth will not be beautiful and poignant, infinitely quotable. Your pain will not be pretty. Crying till you vomit is always shit. You cannot romanticize hurt, or sadness, or loneliness. You will have homework, and hangover, and bad hair days. The train being late won't lead to any fateful encounters. It will make you late. Sometimes your work will suck. Sometimes you will suck. Far too often, everything will suck, and not in a Wes Anderson kind of way. And there is no divine consolation, only the knowledge that we will hopefully experience the full spectrum, and that sometimes, just sometimes, life will feel like a Coppola film.
Well, that's a fucking downer statement to start this episode.
No, it isn't. I think it's a reality.
It's incredibly downer.
No, I think it's a fucking reality check for a lot of people who live
like who? like who, Alex?
People who live their lives thinking that they're in some sort of movie, or that their lives is something more incredible than it is. And that's not to say like, oh, you shouldn't live like your life is incredible. It's you should live like your life has some sort of sense of reality to it. People glamorize the things they're doing when there's no glamour to it.
Well, I think that's just a natural growing up phase for a lot of people.
This is the Roboboots Podcast.
Oh, right. Hello.
I'm Alex with Jason.
Yo.
This is also going up on SuperRoboPlay. So SuperRoboPlay Podcast, Roboboots Podcast. This is episode 16 or something. Episode 2 of the SuperRoboPlay Podcast.
Channel, which you may be watching right now.
Yeah. So either you can check us out on SuperRoboPlay, iTunes, you got the deal. We are Roboboots. We make videos on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back to the thing, I just feel like a lot of people, it's weird. Just you see people posting pictures of themselves on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, look at us. We're having the time of our lives. It's
we're doing something so cool and unique.
Yeah, it's like we're having the time of our lives. No, you're drunk out of your fucking mind, making bad decisions.
Yeah.
And it's this idea that, like...
You're growing up, Alex. You're turning into old man, Alex. You're not cool anymore.
I got no problem, drinking a few and having some fun, but it's like, I know it's just that. It's nothing like, oh, man.
This is going to cost something great.
Our life is like that movie Project X, man. We just threw the greatest party of all time, man. It's like... I think some people need to get a fucking grip. That's all.
Yeah. I think some people get a little too overwhelmed in the moment, and they're like, "We need to." They feel that their life is too normal, and how that's a bad thing. You can't be part of the status quo. You have to be above and beyond that. But they don't know fucking how to do it. So what's the first thing they do? Let's get fucked up.
There's that moment that people have where they're doing drugs, and they're thinking, man, every fucking thought I'm having is fucking golden. It's the smartest thought I've ever fucking had. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. And it's like people really get wrapped up on that idea of like, man, I'm going to change my life. Everything's going to be different after this. My life is going to be so much greater than this, man. It's not. It's not going to be. It's like, your life is what it's going to be, what it's going to be. And some fucking drugs, some fucking alcohol is not going to change that.
And then you'll wake up the next morning and you won't remember.
Yeah.
And it'll be back to the same thing. I think that's another big issue is people don't know how to cause a change in their lives. They see movies and stuff, and they see how things just sort of sporadically happen.
Well, we just watched the trailer for The Spectacular Now, which is written by the guys who did 500 Days of Summer, and people watch movies like that and think their fucking life can be like that they'll meet somebody and that person...
It'll just happen.
They'll meet somebody, and that person is just going to change their life.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not going to fucking happen. If you want to change your life, you change your life. It's not going to... Somebody else isn't going to fucking do that for you.
Yeah. And it's human nature. It's the same reason why people want to get fit really quickly, and they want the easy way out because it's like, oh, that's easier.
Yeah, you see
I don't have to put effort into it.
You see people who, or no, it's like you even see people who maybe have trouble interacting with others or maintaining meaningful relationships, and they're like, I'm gonna work out. That'll do it. I'm gonna get fit as fuck, and that's gonna change everything. And they have like these bodies, and they're so obsessed with their bodies. It's like, that didn't change anything, and now you just have a problem.
You have an addiction.
What I'm trying to say is I don't have any problems. I'm perfect.
Ladies.
Ladies. All the ladies listening to this, all 0 of them.
0.
We've got a lot to talk about.
We do. And if you're not familiar with how we do these shows, we tend to have some sort of central topic that we get to at some point. We just like to sort of brain dump every week. I did a podcast earlier, yesterday actually. And it was interesting because you and I have been doing podcasting for 3 years now, I feel like, if not more. We started doing it in high school even.
4 years.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I was on a show that it was the first show, or it was the first episode in this inaugural podcast.
What's it called?
It is the Quarter Spiral Game Dev Podcast, I believe. You can look up Quarter Spiral by Ethan Levy. And, I was doing that, but it was weird because I'm so used to being on. When it's a show, it's like you're on. And I was with Nick and Ethan, and just like they were treating it almost more like an interview. And I felt really...
I listened to it.
Did you?
Not all of it, because I couldn't. I wasn't entertained.
Well,
no, I'm just kidding. I just didn't have time to listen to all of it. But I was listening to it, and I could see, because I've listened to NPR podcasts, and it sounded more like an NPR type of podcast.
What's the podcast with Alec Baldwin where he does like a sort of interview?
What's now? Here's what's happening now.
Yeah, something like that. Ethan was saying that's what he was most inspired by.
But I also saw him mention Ira Glass, and Ira Glass does This American Life, which is a really good podcast.
It was interesting because that's the first show I've been on that wasn't our show, and I had to sort of hold myself back because I kept wanting to talk because there'd be sort of dead air or something. Wasn't like, I don't know, it was sort of like dry.
Listening to This American Life, there are times where there are just pauses, and it's like you start to realize, it's like, for that, This American Life is like almost sort of like storytelling, but it's news, and it's like here's a real story that's happening. But you start to learn like the importance of dramatic pauses, where it's like Ira Glass or whoever they may be having the story on, it's like you can take a really good dramatic pause, and that's why movies like Drive, where it's like nothing is being said, but it's like good directors, good storytellers understand that sometimes nothing needs to be said.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Sometimes nothing needs to be said.
Is that long enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. But yeah, so the shows we do these sort of shows like this, and we'll get to a point, and there has been a lot that has been going on in the past few weeks. We tried recording.
We recorded a great podcast that just got lost in the ether, like so many other things. So no, you're going to be hearing this one, and it'll be going up and everything. And
I'm sad that we lost the last one. We talked about
love,
a lot of love,
and we did touch on that a little bit at the beginning of this one, which is like it could go into that topic, and maybe that'll be something we'll talk about in a later one. We've got too much other stuff to talk about. That was a good podcast, and I think there's stuff that can be touched on there.
E3 was last week.
Ecstasy.
What? No,
let's do some Molly and go to E3. Whoa! Take some selfies. Oh man, look how great our life is. It's just like an episode of Skins, man.
Yeah. Where do we begin? Who won? Who won E3?
EA.
Okay, EA, you guys heard
Good
it
night,
here
guys.
first. Good night, everyone. EA won.
Honestly, out of all the press conferences, I thought EA had the best press conference.
I think it was...
It's weird that a lot of people don't seem to share that opinion, but EA was just like, boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
Even Sony's had lulls in it. Where
Sony always has lull. They're like...
Because they're trying to appeal to everybody, and it's like, yeah, this may not be for me, but somebody's watching this going, wow, this is great.
Or shareholders are going, oh, this is great. Like
For EA's though, it was just like
game.
Garden Warfare. This looks awesome. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh yeah,
that Peggle 2 guy.
Yeah, Peggle 2. It's like I can't fucking wait for Peggle 2. That's all they needed. It was just like, oh yeah, by the way, Peggle 2. And I was like, I got goosebumps. I was like, it was Pavlov's dog of just like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But the best thing, what was the best thing you saw at E3?
The best thing I saw, it had to have been the Battlefront tease. Battlefront 3. And it's just like...
Which is, again, EA.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, shit. Or, again, EA, Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge 2, it's like, thank you.
No, my number one of the evening was... Again, EA was, I thought their Battlefield 4...
Battlefield looked great.
The Battlefield 4 demo was one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen, where it's like, that just looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
64 fucking people, which I believe you can already do in Battlefield 3, but this is just going to be cooler. And fucking buildings destroying, blowing shit up.
Yeah.
And I just like that it's more like squad based as opposed to. It feels like you could go a really long time without dying. Where Call of Duty is just like, oh, dead, dead.
Yeah.
But Battlefield 4 looks like you have like little squads. And you can go like a long time not even running into anybody because
Which is nice.
It's not about how many kills you get; it's about winning.
Yeah.
It's about completing the objectives.
Yeah. It looks cool. Like, I'm not a shooter fan. I've never really been interested in Call of Duty, Battlefield, all those games. The most FPS game that I play is Team Fortress 2, and even that is, not very often. But even I'm like, this looks kind of cool.
Well,
like,
you play Minecraft. First person shooter, you gotta get them Endermans, yo.
Gotta get them a bow and arrow.
Can't shoot them. Can't shoot them with that.
Nah. But it, like, not even from a gameplay perspective, but just from an idea perspective, it's like, this looks really interesting. And just how it's like you've got these mass destructible environments. You have a huge amount of people playing.
Hey, what are those little dildos doing down there? I'm gonna fucking just bomb their asses. Lots of people focusing on the tablet stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are really ingrained in this, like, hey, you can smart class, you can use this, and then you can check your achievements and do, what was that other game? The Division. They used a lot of the tablet features, and it's just like...
Dead Rising have it too?
Dead Rising had it. Dead Rising was weird. So they've got Dead Rising 3, which is, a sequel to the series, but they've made it all gritty and realistic. They're like, it's going to be hard to survive out here. Pulls out your phone. Can I get a tactical nuke? Just drop in. It's like, where the fuck do you get that from? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I haven't played the other Dead Rising games, so.
It's weird because there are people who are really excited for it, and then there are people like Dominic and Rocco who really like the original because it's this wacky, like, Japanese humor.
And they've gotten rid of all the wackiness.
Yeah.
It's like, now it's Walking Dead. Have fun. But they still have the weird, like, weapon combinations you can do, so it's like, I feel like they don't know what they're doing with it. They're like trying to figure out, well, what made this popular, and then they're just going for it.
We got the burps.
Oh yeah,
we're drinking Perrier water, and we got the burps.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other things. The one game I keep hearing about nonstop is Titanfall. Titanfall. And
State of Decay.
And I saw it. I saw the gameplay. Saw the reveal for it, and it doesn't do anything to impress me. I don't get what the appeal of it is, honestly. The look of it is sort of like this Halo-y look. It's got these mechs, but I think of like Warhawk or Starhawk. It's like,
just doesn't look all that original. On the other hand, like Destiny looks excellent.
Destiny looks fucking cool.
It's weird that I feel like a lot of people are really excited for Titanfall, but it's like that's how I feel about Destiny, but I don't know how anybody could feel that about Titanfall.
That's the thing, and everyone, like people like Jeff Keighley and stuff, or Doritos Pope, I should say.
All the Machinima Inside Gaming Daily or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
they were like, "Oh, Titanfall." It's like, why?
I don't get
maybe
it.
Maybe they see something that we don't see.
They may have seen something in person that's like, this is cool. Like maybe the mechs just run really well. Like there haven't been a lot of games that really do mech combat well.
Do you remember Heavy Gear?
No.
There was a game that came with my video card. Back in my like ATI graphics bullshit. Back in like the 1999-2000 called Heavy Gear, I think 2, and it was just like a mech game. That game was so fucking cool.
Mech games are cool.
It was first person, and I think it had a story mode, but you just had like a deathmatch mode you can do with like 16 mechs, and it would just be like me versus like 15 computers. And they had all these different variety of mechs with all these different types of guns, and you could customize all of them.
Yeah.
But what I would do is make all the other mechs like really big, gigantic mechs, and then make myself like a little mech with swords and with rollerblades, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm full speed, like blading around the map, just like and they're like these huge mechs that are like trying to like shoot me and stuff, and they would always win because I'd be outnumbered, and the blades don't do that much damage, and they're so much bigger.
Cool.
Oh yeah, because it's like literally like a rollerblading mech, and that game was fun.
Speaking of that,
Titanfall has none of that.
Do you remember the arcade game that was a mech? It was like a 2-person mech game, and you were versus the other person. You had 2 like flight joysticks.
House of the Dead.
No. It was some
No Just
Harry. It was a mech game where you could like choose your mech, and you had to control it. You had like a pedal, and you had these 2 flight sticks that you had to control, and you could like go left, right, forward, and it was like that. It was like this Japanese mech thing. It was cool. Stop shaking. You okay? Okay, good. So it's like, maybe it's like even us talking about it, it's like, yeah, mech games are cool. Maybe people, it's more interesting.
Starhawk has mechs. The Starhawks transform into mechs.
They do. There's that Nintendo game that has mechs.
Everybody, I announce it here. There will be a Warhawk SuperRoboPlay.
What?
I announce it. There will be a Warhawk SuperRoboPlay.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Because I have Warhawk on disc, and some of you don't know the glory of Warhawk, and I'm going to show you how Warhawk is 1080p split-screen multiplayer online.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we're doing Warhawk.
I was playing it the other day, and it's like, it's really sad for me because I used to be one of the top players in the world.
Like, literally
one of the top players in the world. And I remember there was a time I was reminiscing. I forgot the leaderboards reset. Because there was like some like
PSN got hacked.
It was back in 2007, the leaderboards reset, and I remember that's when I got tired of Warhawk.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, I lost all my progress. Because if you look back on my leaderboard stuff, it's like whatever my rank is, it's like I gained all these ranks in like one day, and it was just like, I don't know, it's weird stuff. But now you look at the people on the leaderboards, and I'm still like in the top 50,000 out of like 1.7 million players or something, even after all this time of not playing it. But that game was fun because it's like, with a new generation coming out, I'm going back to all these old games that came out when
7 years ago.
Yeah,
now.
when the generation started. Warhawk was one of those games where I was like, I believe it's 32 players maximum on that, and it was on Resistance. They had 40. You could play with
such a weird number.
Yeah, weird number. People. But I remember playing Resistance with 40 players online, and it's like I'd really never experienced anything like this, where it's like high definition gaming. But the thing is, I was still playing on a standard definition TV, and also playing on my neighbor's wireless internet, where he had where I had 22% connection. But the thing is, I experienced no lag. It was the way like the net fucking shit was set up for Resistance, where I experienced no lag. Everybody else
just saw you like.
So for me, it's all smooth. Just like kill you. Number one, I'll kill you. For
Nobody
everybody
can
else,
hit you.
what the fuck is this guy doing? I can't kill this fucker.
He's fucking phasing through the wall.
When I would be a sniper too, so it's just like headshot, and I was like literally running across the map with like a fucking sniper. Boom. The guns for that game are really good. It was Insomniac that did that.
Yeah.
But it was like, I saw so much promise in like 40 player stuff. I was like, this is shit you could not do on the PS2 whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's like 40 player, and then playing Warhawk 1080p, huge maps, like large scale stuff. 32 player capture the flag. Just like I'd never experienced anything like this.
Yeah.
And it was weird that I felt like that innovation stopped somewhere. That when Call of Duty 4 came out,
it went back to
every game tried to emulate Call of Duty 4.
Well, and Call of Duty was just emulating like the Counter-Strike thing of
they perfected it.
16 people.
But it's not even 16 people, it's 12.
Oh, right, 12 people.
There's some that have 16 like Ground War, but it's like it's 12 primarily. It's like
I hate that.
Mag tries to push it forward, and they didn't do a good job of it, but it's like that Destiny's type of stuff. It's like I want to see the evolution.
Unlimited.
I want to see the evolution of multiplayer gameplay,
and specifically like shooter multiplayers. Like, what can we do with this?
Well, any type of stuff. It's like you look at what Minecraft is doing, where it's like, yeah, you could have 40 people playing together, all doing stuff together. That's when I want to see the fucking future of games, not this closed little environment stuff.
It's weird how MMOs, like our MMORPGs, have done this for years, but they're like the only genre to have done it. And it's like those games are so fucking boring for the most part. Even game like that's why when I played Guild Wars 2 last fall, the reason I got back into it is because they had this world versus world versus world, and it's 3 different servers all pitted against each other, where the map could have up to 500 people on it, and that's the funnest thing. You get in a group of, okay, there's 60 of us. Let's go and attack these fortresses. It's like, oh, this is cool.
Furries.
What?
I don't know.
I was a mesmer, I'll have you know. And so yeah, it's like I see Destiny. It's like I want to see something like that. Like,
well, Destiny to me, it's like, oh, fun co-op, first-person stuff with Dark Souls elements of just drop in, drop out.
Drop in. And it's like, is he on my side? Is this an enemy? I don't know. The Division looks kind of cool too.
I didn't watch anything of Ubisoft's. Was Aisha Tyler hosting it?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yeah. But Tobuscus or whatever his name is.
That was the same as last time.
He wasn't there this year.
Okay. But it was just
fucking god.
No, because Jimmy Fallon is currently having, and by the time this comes out on SuperRoboPlay, it will have already happened. But he's having his video game week.
Yeah.
So on Monday he had Phil Spencer on, and then he had Cerny on for Sony, and then yesterday was Aisha Tyler with Watch Dogs, and she's in the game too.
Oh,
she plays. Yeah, she's somebody in the game. She's an actress.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Actress, comedian, and all that. But she's great. She's been on Indoor Kids before, and she's
very the conference was much better this year. No fucking Mr. Caffeine. No fucking.
The only thing is, I don't give a shit about Ubisoft, so I don't watch that. And I also don't pronounce their name right. It's Ubisoft. It's like, nah. Ubisoft.
It was really funny because they had the president of Ubisoft come out, and Aisha Tyler is a tall black woman as it is. She's wearing high heels for some reason.
Yeah.
So he comes out. He looks like this little midget man next to this Amazonian woman.
Yeah. Well, the same thing when she was on. She was showing off Watch Dogs on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And the guy that she had from Ubisoft was this little French man.
Yeah, it's the president.
No, it wasn't the president.
Oh,
it was some guy who worked on Watch Dogs who only was like, I don't know, like 5'6", and she's like 6'3" with heels.
Yeah.
And she had her like hair up.
Of course.
She had like a mohawk, basically. She looked gigantic.
Yeah.
The thing is, she was better than Cerny and way better than Phil Spencer.
She's an internet personality, so it's like she knows how to sort of be
She's on Friends. She dated Ross.
What?
Do you not remember that?
No.
Oh, she was on Friends for a while. She dated Ross for like a good season almost.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember
because it was like almost to address concerns of people were like, hey, why are there no black people on Friends ever? And they're like, what are you talking about? Do we have a black person right here?
And she's dated Ross.
Yeah. She was on
not anymore.
Yeah, she's like an actress and stuff. But now she has like her own podcast. She does comedy stuff.
I didn't realize she was that old.
She's like almost 40.
Crazy. No.
Black don't crack.
Ubisoft had a surprisingly good press conference. I kept falling asleep while watching it because I was up all night beforehand.
Masturbating.
Furiously. I like 7 times. And they had some interesting stuff. It was nice to see.
How long is the battery life on this?
I don't know.
What would you guess how long the battery life
on your MacBook?
On a MacBook Air?
I don't know, like 3-4 hours.
Okay, because I jerked off for that long. Because the way the cord is and the way my bed is set up, like the cord would go over this way, and it's like I like to have this on, but it's like, well, I'll unplug it while I'm gonna jerk off.
It depends though. You're like watching video and stuff.
It went from 100% to 0, and I was like, okay, it's time to finish. It's time to wrap this up.
That's funny. Oh my god.
I didn't even know how. I'm like, how much time has transpired? 4 hours apparently.
I've been there. But no, Ubisoft was nice because they were showing like, some new games. They had Watch Dogs and all that, and then they had like a little.
Yeah, but did they have this?
No, they didn't have LeBron and a digital version of him, but they had like Rayman, the new Rayman game. They had what is it, South Park, Stick of Truth, and they had this other dungeon creation game, and it's just like colors. Everything else in the conference was just like gritty and dark, and then it was just like colors. It's like, I forgot games can look pretty. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's another thing I like about like the potential Destiny has, that it's
colorful.
Yeah, well, it's like they also had the stuff where it's like we're in this dark, creepy thing.
Yeah.
We're fighting this fucking thing, but then you also go out and it's like, no, beautiful colors.
Yeah. They've got,
which Halo has always had. Like Halo is a very bright and colorful game.
So I'm stoked for that. I'm trying to think of
Halo 5.
Halo 5. Poncho Chief. If you've watched the NES video, you will get that.
Yeah, watch that video
in its entirety. We put that up last week. Yeah, last week by the time you hear this. And we played 100 NES games in about 2 hours, 45 minutes or something like that. And it's ridiculous. Each NES game we play goes from anywhere from like 30 seconds to 3 minutes roughly. So check it out. We got timestamps for every game, so you can just look up your favorite game. We probably make fun of it in some way because we don't know how to play it. But it was fun. It was a goddamn laborious task. And we apologize that we had to take 3 weeks off. We did not realize it was going to be such a big thing to do until we actually like started working on it.
Yeah, but we're back to every day, and tomorrow you will be able to see on SuperRoboPlay sort of like a bit more of what our schedule is going to look like from here on out.
Yeah, we've got a video in the works too.
But it's like it's been fun to watch. It's been 4 months now of Super RoboPlay.
Yeah.
400 subscribers. So it's like 100 subscribers a month is decent.
Yeah. And we're starting to expand out. You know, we done the Monaco video with our good friend Magnius over at his YouTube channel that you can check out. We did some co-op stuff. It'd be great to do more things like that in the future with people. I
was talking to my dad about it like the other day, and I was like, I can just see it. I can see Super RoboPlay.
I know, right?
Bigger. Where it's like for Roboboots, it felt like such an uphill climb. Where it's like, as much as I wanted it to be, I feel like I could never see it. I could never see like us really breaking big.
Yeah, we got lucky with Machinima.
Yeah, it's like I didn't feel like we had the infrastructure for it. It's like I couldn't see like. We can't ever be Smosh. Like I could never see that. It wasn't being pessimistic. It's me being realistic.
Yeah.
But with Super RoboPlay,
well, we were kids too for the most part when we started that.
It was always fun, and it was always like great the success that we had. But it's like I never felt I could see like, well, one day we'll be like Mega 64. Yeah. It's like I never saw that. But it's like we've been doing the podcast however long. It's like we have our audience. But with Super RoboPlay, it's like no, I feel like I can see the future of this, and it's like it's just a steady growth.
Yeah,
and it's just a matter of waiting it out, because it's like I've been looking at my Dark Souls channel, which I started last year just on a whim, just for something, and it's like that sort of led into Super RoboPlay in a lot of ways, because
it did.
We had this fucking thing, this hotpog that we bought. What was the purpose of us getting that? That was for
the
Girl of Your Dreams,
Girl of Your Dreams stuff, to get footage off of that for the video segment.
Yeah, so I bought this thing that records video, and we use it for such a minor thing on Girl of Your Dreams, and then it was just collecting dust. And I thought, man, I should like try putting this thing to use. So that's what we started. I started doing my Dark Souls channel, Ornstein, and it's like, and that's really been taken off. And it's like,
just randomly too. It was just like it was slowly growing, and then it was just like boom.
And after a year, it just hit a point where it's like, oh no, now the growth is going to start.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's like YouTube monitors. It's like, okay, you've been in the ecosystem long enough, we're going to start promoting your stuff more, even though like the views maybe not,
because that is literally how Ornstein is growing, is that YouTube is promoting it better. It just shows up on featured, and
like I fall into Dark Soul video wells, and it's like I'll see a video of yours. I mean, obviously I'm biased because I've watched your stuff, so it suggests it to me, but it's like, no, people fall into these wells of just like watching a video, and they just hit
Humpty Dumpty, man.
Humpty Dumpty videos, and then 100 hours later you're watching some Humpty Dumpty crack in half. But it's like it'll just take time, because even if we continue working on this and we never hit like a viral patch, nothing ever like takes off on its own, if we continue at this rate, it's like, no, a year from now we'll have
1,000, 1,500 subscribers, something like that.
And it's like once you start hitting those numbers, it will just generate. It's like there's a tipping point.
Itself,
so
which is a great book that I've read, and it's like I feel like that's there's a book, The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, and he didn't come up with that term. It's just a term meaning like there comes a point where the threshold just breaks and something becomes a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And his book is about explaining how does this phenomenon come to be, and I don't know, Malcolm Gladwell has like a sort of like people are either like, oh, he's a good writer, and other people are like, oh, the guy's a fucking quack.
Yeah.
But I read that book, and it's an interesting book, just talking about how a phenomenon comes to be. And for any aspiring YouTubers who may be listening to this, I suggest reading that. I don't know that it'll help you, but it helps you start to think about
critically of just
how to grow things.
Yeah. Because we've always talked about that, how there's just so much content on YouTube, like good content too, that people put the effort into making, and then it dies. They don't take the next step to promote their growth, because I think a lot of people have this, and it's the same with game developers, where they think, oh, I see someone popular, they got popular by doing one specific video that took off, I just need to make a video that takes off, and then they never have a video that does that, so they give up. Or it's like with games, people see Minecraft, they're like, I'm going to recreate the Minecraft phenomena. It's like, you can't do that.
And then Terraria comes out and it's a huge success. Shut up, Jason. No, I was going to say just about the YouTube thing. It's like, if you look at some of the people that have inspired us on YouTube, it's like one of the biggest inspirations for Roboboots was Team Genius and Boyfriends.
Yeah.
That there was a group called Team Genius, and they don't really make videos anymore.
They haven't in years.
Yeah. But it's like Joey, the director behind it, has gone on to do better things.
Yeah.
And the other two are living their own lives. But Team Genius, it's like they did these great videos called Boyfriends, and we saw one of them called I think it's called Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Boyfriends episode 6 or something, or episode 2 Donkey Kong.
It was featured on like Kotaku and stuff at the time.
That's where I saw it, and I watched that, and I thought that was a really fucking funny video, to the point where I downloaded the song and I put that on my PSP.
Nice.
And that's how I listened to my music. That was like
nice.
my first like good MP3 player.
Yeah.
PSP, man, great little handheld.
Yeah. But no, what?
No, I'm not done. I want to talk.
Oh, you're doing the pause thing. You're doing the
yeah. Whoa. But it's like, it's weird how that, and I don't want to, I feel like we get too often into these things where we try to chronicle ourselves.
Yeah.
But that was like the sort of birth of Roboboots in a lot of ways, because I Love You Nintendo was directly inspired by that Donkey Kong video, to the point where it's like I asked those guys, like, is it okay if I do something like this that's sort of like an homage to what you guys did? And they're like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
And in the end, their video is still way more popular than I Love You Nintendo.
Yeah.
But it's like we used a Donkey Kong beat. It's a song about Nintendo stuff.
Fun times. But yeah, their channel just didn't take off. That one video took off. Nothing else really did.
Yeah, and it's too bad, because all that stuff is really funny and it inspired us
funny.
greatly. Yeah, yeah, some of it is hilarious, and I wish. Yeah, it's like I wish our sketches could be as funny as that.
Yeah,
and we even there's another homage to them in Girl of Your Dreams.
Yeah, there's at the end.
We borrow a line of theirs, and I asked permission from those guys. Like, is it okay if we do this? Like, we're not trying to steal their humor. It's literally just an homage to somebody that like inspired us.
Yeah. And
the sad thing about that is, it's like, oh yeah, that video is more popular than Donkey Kong stuff, and like all the stuff that they did combined.
Yeah. That's the funniest ending to it. We're talking about Gears of War 3 Girl of Your Dreams. We have the whole ending. If you haven't watched our videos of our live action stuff, you can check that out on our Roboboots channel. But it ends with me waking up with James shirtless on top of me.
To which I remember somebody in the comments just going like, I really don't understand. Why is there a guy on top of that? And at the same time, I think like, yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
It's funny. Yeah. It was literally, this is funny. This is like situational humor, and it's funny. Yeah. But no, Alex comes in after all the screaming, and it's just like, Jason,
we talked about this,
which is a line directly from them. So it's weird how people, they make these YouTube channels, and they'll have like some hits and stuff, and then they don't keep up with the legwork. And it's like, you need to.
At the same time, it's sort of similar to how Mega 64 was really inspired by like CKY and Brandon D. Camillo and stuff, and it's like they're bigger than those guys are now.
Way bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's sort of, I don't even know how the fuck we started talking about that. You'll see a video tomorrow that'll explain sort of our plan and stuff.
And I would like to say as well, there are early sort of like rumblings on like a new live action thing that we're working on. Mm-hmm. And whether that'll be up on Roboboots, the channel,
both maybe.
Yeah, like I think it'll probably be both, but it'll definitely be on SuperRoboPlay.
Yeah.
As for whether it'll be on Roboboats, unforeseen, but that'll be sometime this summer. I imagine.
Probably in the summer. It'll be fun to do that.
I have some ideas, and it's a slow start to how it'll all come together.
Yeah. But let's finish sort of our E3 stuff, because we haven't really talked about.
Let's go through all the fucking all the fucking conferences.
The latest news. We can sort of backpedal. Is that
let's chronicle it all for everybody.
Well, people know E3.
Monday.
No, we're not doing this.
Monday was Microsoft's press conference.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna ask you what you thought about it.
I didn't care much for it. They kept talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of games I wasn't personally interested in.
Started off with Metal Gear Solid 5,
which is excellent trailer.
Jason slept through the Microsoft press conference.
I didn't. I got up a little bit late because I went to check it. It wasn't on 9:30. They were off schedule, so I went to go get breakfast, and I came back and I saw the end of Metal Gear. I was like, fuck. So I didn't. Alex was talking to me about it, and I realized, I missed 5 minutes of that trailer. Okay,
it's only like 9-minute trailer.
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
Looks great. I think Metal Gear Solid 5 with David Sutherland. What's her name? Kiefer Sutherland.
Goddamn Sutherland.
Shushai Hosoda.
Yeah. No, Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. Who's a local actor?
Yeah, he's going to be doing the voice of Big Boss. Or what is it?
Punish Snake.
Punish Snake. So I think that looks cool. You and I have talked about how we think they're going to bring back David Hayter. He's going to be playing a different character.
Metal Gear Legacy, or whatever, the Konami collection, whatever the fuck
Comes
they're
out
calling
soon.
it. Don't get that.
What?
No point in getting it.
What
You
do
already own Metal Gear Solid 4.
No, I don't.
What happened to that?
It's yours. I borrowed yours.
Oh, well, then I own that.
Yeah.
Which you're welcome to borrow again. Which has trophy support now. That patches in. You don't need to get a new thing to patch that in. That doesn't come with Metal Gear Solid. It does in like quotes because it'll give you a code to download it off the store. Mm-hmm. I already own Metal Gear Solid, so you can get that off of me. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, it has...
Two and 3. I just want 2, 3, and portable ops.
I don't know that it even has portable ops. It has...
I'm just going to get that other fucking collection.
Get the other one.
Yeah.
I'm saying the new one.
Yeah.
It's nothing better than what's currently there.
Well, that's unfortunate. I thought it was like the entire series.
You don't want to get portable ops. You want to get Peace Walker.
You know
So
what
yeah,
I'm
get
talking
2,
about.
3 Peace Walker. The other one comes with like 4 and then Metal Gear 1 and 2. But it's like, I'm saying I already have most of the stuff like that you can get off of me.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, the digital ones, it's cheaper and that's the only stuff that you want. 2, 3, and Peace Walker.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out later then. But that looks really cool. And I'm trying to think of like they had racing games. They had...
When I realized it's like, now I really want to play Peace Walker because it's like...
It's so dependent on that story.
Well, no, but it's like I can see everything coming together now. It's all tying together. Cause this is what I was telling Jason is like we are getting to a point where the two stories are finally colliding with each other.
Yeah.
That when they did Metal Gear Solid 3, it could have it's just been like Metal Gear Solid 3. Here's the prequel to the story, and that's it.
Yeah.
But instead, they keep following it up, and we keep getting closer to the beginning of the original Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Metal Gear 2 and Metal Gear Solid. And I can see that being just this huge culmination. I can see that being like Kojima's last Metal Gear Solid and maybe the last Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah.
Being Big Boss versus Punish Snake. Big Boss versus Naked. Yeah.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake. Too much. It's too much, you guys.
Too many snakes, dude.
But I realized also it's like the character, the Cos Miller guy that he's like rescuing in the trailer.
Yeah, who everyone thought was Ocelot for a long time until they showed Ocelot.
Yeah, but the thing is, Cos Miller, who's also in Peace Walker. And then I realized, I'm like, why didn't I clue into this earlier? Cos Miller is the character in Metal Gear Solid. You're corresponding with a guy whose name is Miller. Like, in... That's the character that is Liquid Snake. That's the same guy. And I'm like, I didn't realize who that was.
Miller, right?
Yeah, Miller, Master Miller. Yeah,
fuck.
That's who Liquid Snake is pretending to be. When really he kills Master Miller and then assumes his identity. Like, I'm Master Miller. I'm the guy.
This is the real Miller.
Yeah, this is the real guy.
Liquid's gonna come in and
kill him and And the thing is, in that trailer, that is most definitely. Like they showed like the little kid who's like the spoiled sort of prince character.
Yeah.
And his name is Eli. And Solid Snake's real name is David. So it's David and Eli, which is like a biblical thing.
Yeah.
David and Eli were brothers in the Bible and like they were cursed by blood. I was reading something on it and stuff. And it's like that they called him Eli in the trailer, and it's like, oh, that would make sense. That would be Liquid Snake's name.
Yeah. Little baby snake.
Yeah. Anyways.
That Big Boss probably doesn't know that it's like this is his cloned son,
or he does.
Yeah. Time to go replay the entire series.
Which it's like it's been such a long time. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, playing through.
Yeah, it would have been 5 years since we played Metal Gear Solid 4. And I haven't played any of the other games.
Playing through it in like chronological order.
in what set? Like
3 Peace Walker.
No, it'd be 3 portable ops. Peace Walker.
Skip portable ops. 3 Peace Walker. And then like 5.
Well, 5, and then
Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4.
Where does Acid play into all this?
Acid is not chronological. It's not canonical.
So that looks cool, and it was weird that Kojima came onto stage for like all of 5 seconds.
And look, we have Kojima-san. Hello, goodbye.
Okay.
That guy has such good taste in movies.
Yeah, he does.
I follow him on Twitter. There's
fucking photos of food.
Yes, he eats delicious food, but he's always tweeting about movies. Today he was tweeting about how like how influential Aliens was to sci-fi. I was like, shut up, Kojima.
Shut up. You know too much.
No, I was like, shut up. You talking about Alien, you dipshit.
But then the rest of the Microsoft press conference, I don't know. I just tuned out. It was just, there's nothing really shown there that was like, oh, this is for me. Just all the stuff. It's just like, this isn't for me whatsoever.
Man, I'm super unimpressed with, like, I'm somebody who likes sports games. The shit that's like EA is basically showing that they don't have anything ready whatsoever.
Yeah.
They've not showed any gameplay. It's just like, hey, look, we have high-res character models that can do stuff.
Yeah, I'm totally realistic looking.
There was that was 2K. That was not EA. The LeBron James thing, that was 2K.
Was it?
Yeah, where it was two LeBron James talking with each other, and it's like that LeBron James was not meant to talk. But no, for EA's, they had like on the show floor, you could play their tech demo for NBA Live, and it was just the guy dribbling. I was like, hey, look, he can dribble. Is there any gameplay?
Nah.
No, but look, he can dribble.
And they even had him on stage talking about dribbling. It was really awkward. They're just like, so what's like, how do you, what's
I think that guy's name is Kyrie Harris.
Yeah.
He plays for the Cavaliers.
Is it dribbling important to the game? Yes.
Well, it's really stupid that they're getting like, hey, we got this like cool rookie guy. It's like 2K has LeBron though. Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you try to get somebody on LeBron status?
Yeah. But I'm even like, I'm struggling trying to remember what happened at the Microsoft presser that was of interest whatsoever.
Cammy Dunaway showed up, started talking about our ski trip. The glory days of E3.
They were talking about how, you know, the $500 price tag,
yeah, 500 days of summer, man.
The DRM, and that's what I want to talk about is how Microsoft has doubled back on their whole stance on DRM when they specifically said it's not a flip, or it's not a switch that we can just flip. This is the Xbox One has been integrated with all this DRM from the get-go. It's like, motherfucker, you flip the switch. It's off now.
Day one patch. And I was like, I commented on Kotaku. I'm like, and how easy would it be for them to just patch all of this stuff back in after a year or two? And they're like, hey, but if so many people are arguing with me, no, once this happens, it's not like they can just flip a switch and have it all go back.
But that's what they did.
They already flipped the switch. It's clear that they can just say no. They can say yes again.
Yeah.
No, it's like I said to people, if you remember how the Xbox 360 originally looked in terms of its exterior appearance as well as the dashboard,
the
with
UI,
the blades, and how it looks now, it's like that changed over time. What makes you fucking think that the Xbox One over time they just don't start trickling all this stuff in?
Yeah.
It's like they tried to do it all at once, and I explained it to somebody as this. I was like, I'll just bring up the comics. It was well worded. I'm a goddamn genius.
I'm just waiting for EA to be like, what?
Miami Heat won.
Oh, go Heat.
We're recording this on Thursday night, and 95-88, Miami Heat win 2 championships in a row.
Go Heat. Go Heat. Heat. But
it's too bad though. I fucking hate the Heat.
I was gonna say, how quickly does EA just go online passes? They're back in. We need them again.
Harris Whittles. LeBron is clutch. If you're a hater, you're an idiot, and I hate you.
Go Heat. People are like, what the fuck are they saying?
Go Heat. You vamp. I'm trying to find something.
But yeah, it blows me away, and it's like, well, why would I trust Microsoft at this point? Why would I trust a company that doesn't seem to really know what they're doing? That they can, it's like,
it's still $100 more.
Mm-hmm.
That their stance was that they were trying to do this to move gaming forward. And the weird thing is when they said that hey, we're not doing this, hey, you're gonna lose this and you're gonna lose this.
Yeah.
And all these people are like, oh, the fucking whiners, they're ruining, they're ruining the gaming. Microsoft was trying to move games forward, and now because of the whiners, the next generation's gonna suck.
It's like, to be fair, they were doing some different things, and it's like, as a developer, no, it's like, it's interesting to have as many different avenues as possible. And it is somewhat unfortunate that suddenly it's the same as the PS4. It's like, well, they didn't have confidence in their own.
I saw that one of the top comments was, oh man, fuck this. The number one thing I was excited about was their family share thing, where I was going to be able to buy a game and like 10 of my friends could play it too. It's like, That was the worst idea, and they never fleshed that out. Remember they announced that?
Yeah.
We're like, you're going to be able to share it with 9 other family members. And everybody was like, oh shit, now I can just borrow all my friends' games like you and I do with PlayStation.
But it's like, well, I thought it was only going to be on the specific, like, as I understood it, it was one system. Say everyone in the family...
you understood it and someone else understood it differently because everybody else is saying different fucking things?
Yeah.
But no, the thing that I said on one of my friends' comments was, yes, let's make a $500 investment on a company that doesn't seem to know what it's doing. It's this multi-headed beast where none of their talking heads seem to know what the truth is. So there's all this double talk. When for $100 less, you can go with a company that knew what it was doing from the very start. Microsoft stuck their hand up the front of the public's dress and were shocked when the public didn't like it. There was no apology. They were just acting like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But seriously, they were just like...
The whole conference, they didn't address it.
They stuck their hand up our address and we're like, whoa, what are you doing, Microsoft? And we're like, what, you didn't like that? Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that.
No, they didn't even say that. They just went,
no, nothing happened. Hey, nothing.
It never even existed.
Yeah,
it didn't happen.
Hey, well, you don't.
And it's just like, what? I had a conversation today on Twitter with someone, and we were going back and forth about
Bill Gates.
Yeah, he was like, "Sup, Yeezus."
Bill.
No, we were going back and forth because I just said how like the PS4 is like the PS4 is still a more attractive system to me because there's less bloat than the Xbox One. Stop it. There's less bloat than the Xbox One, where they've got TV, they've got all these sports things, Netflix, they have the Kinect. It's like all these things I don't need. It's like I told this guy I'm not their target audience.
Still, you will need to have Xbox Live Gold to watch Netflix.
Really?
You need to pay for the thing so you can use Netflix. Even though on the fucking Wii, on the fucking 3DS, you can watch fucking Netflix.
I have Netflix on here.
Yeah, you can watch fucking Netflix on 3DS.
Watch Mad Men on my 3DS.
On
I should do that.
Yeah, you can.
I didn't even think of that.
You should probably do it on your iPhone.
No, 3DS. I get it in 3D. Don Draper in 3D.
The thing is, their menus are in 3D.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, you can watch it on your 3DS for free. You don't need to pay a thing aside from Netflix's. You already pay for Netflix. You're having to pay for another thing on top of Netflix just to watch it.
Just for all the Kinect things and Kinect. Next Mad Men episode, please. Thank you.
Xbox off.
I don't. There's so many things that I don't need, and rather than paying another $100 for it, getting this Kinect that I know. I was explaining to this guy because he said, hey, I have a Kinect. I actually enjoy using it. And I told him, I'm not saying Kinect is a bad thing. I'm saying it is not for me. It's the same reason why I would never use Siri on my phone. It is counterintuitive.
I play shit at fucking 3 in the morning. I don't want to have to be like at 3 in the morning going, Xbox on. Oh, it didn't hear me. Xbox on.
Yeah, it's like that is the most annoying thing. I told him when it can read my mind and can turn on for my mind, sure, give me that. For now, though, I don't want to be fucking yelling at my console like a moron.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not for me. If you have a family, if you live in a house by yourself, sure.
Commander Shepard, incinerate.
Left flank, forward.
Yeah, it's like, no, I can just do that with my fucking controller.
It's like, it doesn't, it is a novel experience.
What if
that's all it is.
What if Dark Souls 3 for Xbox One, they have it that it's like, praise the sun, and then do the do the praise the sun motion.
It's a novel experience. It doesn't add anything to it. It's like not for me. Whereas the PS4, it's like, and the guy again, he's like, well, have you pre-ordered your PS4 then? It's
what is it? Dark Souls.
Yeah. And I told him, it's like, well, no, I haven't pre-ordered the PS4. He's like, well, why the fuck not? Have you not done that? It's like, because I don't pre-order things anymore. Sony hasn't really showed. They showed like one video of their UI, and at best, it's like I still don't know how it works. It's like, no, I want to wait till I know everything about the system, and if I still want it at launch, I will buy it. Gone are the days of like the last thing I got was this fucking 3DS, and I went at midnight, and then it was 3 months with no games. It's like I've learned my lesson. Don't get things at launch.
I'm just gonna get it at fucking Christmas, and they'll have some sexy bundle.
There'll be something, and it's like if they're not around.
I think they've already announced there's a Battlefield 4 bundle, and it's like, yeah I want to play Battlefield 4. I'll do that.
I'll get it when I get it. I don't need it the day one, unless there's like they haven't announced something. There's something fantastic day one. It's like I don't need.
And that price point is fucking great.
It is.
To me, it's like, no, I can actually afford that. $100 more than that. It's like, yeah, I could get that, but that's
then you have to get a game on top of it.
Yeah, it's like
you have to pay for. For us, it's like we already have PlayStation Plus. Suddenly, where you have all these free games.
Don't.
Oh, are you out?
Because mine expired, and then I'm like, well, Jason has it. And
Adam, we're still linked up.
You have it, and Adam has it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
and that's the
download your guys' game.
The great thing though is that like
we're family.
When the PS4 comes out, my PlayStation Plus subscription will still be working for not only my PS3 and getting free games on my PS3, but on my PS4 as well. It's like, that's brilliant. As far as I know, Microsoft doesn't do that with Xbox Gold. And maybe they do, but if they do, they have not communicated it to their audience. And it's just like, I can't support that.
The thing is, you have a PlayStation Plus for Infinity because your account is broken.
I don't know. Guys, I bought PlayStation Plus for 3 months back in December. I still have it. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know what's wrong.
The thing is, when you do get a PS4, Drive Club is one of the PlayStation Plus games. So
it's like, I'm not a racing fan, but it's
free Drive Club.
Free games.
Yeah.
And we were laughing at how it's like Microsoft has only just started doing like a free game thing.
Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2. Halo 3 came out in 2007, so when they finally roll that thing out, that'll be a 7-year-old game.
What the fuck?
That's not
this month we got 15 games. 15 new games on top of the new games we get every other month.
There was a new one they just added too. What the fuck was it? Saints Row the Third.
Saints Row the Third, like XCOM, Uncharted 3 multiplayer. It's just like, there's so much.
Deus Ex.
It's like we come off sounding very much like Sony fanboys, and it's like, no, as I don't want to see Microsoft fail. I want to see a healthy industry as a whole.
Proud Sony fanboy right here. Fuck the rest of them.
Yeah.
Fuck Nintendo. Fuck Microsoft. Sony all the way, baby.
Yeah, and it's just like
Go Heat.
I want to see everyone succeed, but it's just like I can't support Microsoft right now. Ugh.
Do you remember what I was doing after the Sony press conference?
What were you doing?
I kept on playing We Are the Champions by Queen at full volume and just looking at like Sony clips, like Sony GIFs and stuff, and just feeling such sense of pride. I'm somebody who had the PlayStation 1 when it came out, PlayStation 2 when it came out, PlayStation 3. Yeah. So it's like, well, no, I'm just going into this. There was like, and the weird thing was, I said to Adam that if it was Sony that was doing the things that Xbox was doing, and it like had the roles been reversed, and the DRM stuff was with Sony, and they had some fucking iToy bullshit, I would honestly have to think about like switching to fucking Xbox. I don't believe in any of that shit. And if it was that expensive, it's like, nah.
Well, that's the thing. I was saying how Microsoft is literally doing what Sony did, where Microsoft thinks that they've made so much money off the Xbox brand that they are just like, we're unstoppable. We can do whatever we want. And not even it's like we beat Sony, but it's just like, no, we have such high profit margins that we can do whatever we want. The customers just love us. And they're like, we'll just fuck them over. We'll make even more money. And then it's like Sony did that. They said you'll get a second job and here's a console for $600. And everyone went, no, thank you. And everyone backed off.
I did it.
You did it, but I waited a good year or two to get my PS3 because it's like, I can't afford that.
Yeah, I got the $600 like 60 gigabyte model.
Yeah, it's just like, no.
I got that Warhawk, and I had all the fun in the world.
Yeah, just like, so $400 still.
Actually, it was super hard to fucking get. That was one of the reasons. Like, it came out in November. I didn't get it until July of next year.
Yeah.
They were sold out fucking everywhere. People were talking about, the Wii sold out. You can't get it anywhere. I could not get a fucking PS3 for the life of me.
They just didn't make enough. Especially in Canada.
The thing is, they didn't make enough, and it was literally like, call a place. Because like, it was my grandpa who was getting it for me.
Yeah.
And he was like, just let me know if you know of a place that has it, and I'll go buy it for you. And it was literally me calling up EB Games here, Future Shop here, Future Shop here. Sold out. November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It's like June, July. Fucking, I didn't get it until July, and it was finally when I got it. It is like literally my grandpa just pulled up to my house, got it, like just gave it to me, and I was like, oh, played
Smacks
Halo.
You. This isn't fucking Halo.
And do you know what the first game I got was? I actually got 2 games. First game I ever played on my PlayStation 3, MotorStorm.
Nice.
That's a great game, and playing that for the first time and the graphics, blew me the fuck away.
Yeah.
Going from PS2 to playing MotorStorm.
Yeah.
MotorStorm is fucking gorgeous. And even on standard def, it was just like smooth, just gorgeous graphics.
Yeah.
I played MotorStorm nonstop. And then I had Madden as well. Madden 06.
Yeah, Madden 06.
No, sorry, Madden 07. Madden 07.
For me, I got my PlayStation 3, I think, in 2000 and... The PS3 came out in 2006, right? I would have gotten it in spring of 2008. So it was out for a couple years, or it was out for about a year and a half, I think. And I was working at Zellers, and that was the only way I got it because it was still like hard to come by. And they've already changed it. They got rid of the whole backwards compatibility thing, and the bundle I got was Little Big Planet and Assassin's Creed. And I remember it's like someone finally in the electronics department of Zellers was like, we get a shipment this week. We get 2 systems. I'm keeping one for you. And I gave them like my discount, so I got 10% off. And it's like I could finally afford this fucking machine. And I bring it upstairs and I put it on that TV and I put Little Big Planet in. And it was the exact same thing of like, holy shit, the bricks look real. That wool looks real. What the fuck? Because we have a 1080p TV upstairs, and it just was like crazy. And it's weird how you watch the new stuff from E3, and I don't get the same sense of like, whoa. But
I remember the first time I got my like HD TV. I didn't get that until 2009.
Yeah.
And just playing things on SD TV.
Yeah.
And it's like I knew what HD TVs fucking looked like. It wasn't like, oh wow, HD TV is the future.
Yeah.
But just like playing games on it for the first time. But I remember when I first got my HD TV, playing 2001: A Space Odyssey on Blu-ray.
Oh.
I was like, it was literally like a religious experience. Just like that was the biggest I had ever seen it.
Yeah.
That's like I'd seen it on small ass TV before.
Spoilers, we weren't alive when that movie came out.
Yeah, but it's just like watching it in 1080p on like, and the Blu-ray restoration for that movie is fantastic.
Yeah,
and it was
is.
just like, oh my god, like yeah, literally. No, but like literally, I was like having the Star Child sequence and stuff. Just like my head like shifted back in my fucking astronaut helmet. Yeah. But yeah, playing and for a while my roommate had a projector too.
Yeah.
And playing fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or no, sorry, it was Black Ops at that point. Playing that on like the projector and stuff was tons of fun too. That wasn't high definition, but it was weird. It was like 480p, but gigantic 480p.
Yeah.
So because it would be all over my wall, and just like playing that games on that.
What I've heard a lot of people say is how with the way that streams and stuff work, with the way internet videos work, that they simply can't show how good it looks. And it's the exact same thing of playing an HD game on a standard definition television, of just like, you can't see the frame rate. You can't see like how well this looks. So it's like, I'm curious that when we finally get one and we plug it into like our HD TVs.
Well, it's the same fucking thing if you're watching a fucking trailer for The Dark Knight Rises on your YouTube on your laptop. It's like, well, it looks good.
Yeah.
Then you see it in IMAX. It's like, holy shit.
Oh, fuck. It's like, I can see we're saying it's like, oh, it doesn't look that good, and us playing it being like, oh shit, this looks fucking good.
They brought Knack to Jimmy Fallon, which is the game they decided to show off, and people were like, oh, this game looks fucking stupid. I'm sure in person, like watching that game, I'm sure it looks fluid and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And look, because it's like, again, it's like, it's this weird like.
It'll be like watching a Pixar movie in a movie theater.
Thing is, for years, that has always been the thing that people have like tried to compare things to, where watching like Navigator and George Wood reviewing like Spyro, it's just like a Pixar movie and stuff, like Spyro on the PlayStation. Oh, it's like, just like a Pixar movie.
We're finally getting to it where it's like, no, now it looks like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Finally, 15 fucking years later.
And fucking playing Donkey Kong Country. Oh, it looks like 1995's Disney Pixar's Toy Story.
Yeah.
That is literally what he says in the review. They used the same computers to make Donkey Kong Country that they used to make Disney Pixar's Toy Story.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that took a really fucking long time to catch up.
Yeah.
Speaking of Donkey Kong, we should give an honorary mention to Nintendo. Basically, Smash Brothers and the Villager. I salute our new Smash Brothers overlord of the Villager. I'm gonna main him. I think you're gonna main him if you ever play the game.
Talk shit, get fit, Wii Fit trainer.
Or that's the other thing. Got to play the Wii Fit trainer. I put a comment.
I saw a T-shirt that was the Smash Bros logo.
Yeah.
But it was just made up of the words talk shit, get fit.
Yeah,
That is literally like the new Game & Watch. Like the reason I choose Game & Watch is like out of pure irony that he's such a bizarre, stupid character. He can fucking throw
bacon.
sausages. No, it's sausages.
Yeah.
And he has the flag and just like weird moves. And he's also extremely powerful.
Yeah.
But that is the new ironic character to play as is We Fit.
We fit. Talk shit, get fit. And the whole thing is, I put a comment on Reddit because there were so many meme threads, and I was just like, I'm okay if I know that sentence came out weird. I'm for women.
No, Jason said I for women.
I said I for one would be okay with the Wii Fit trainer being incredibly OP, only if you could only use her using the Wii Fit balance board. And that's the only way that you were allowed to play her. And everyone's like, that's fucking brilliant. It's like, well, they have to put that in because if they don't, they'd be crazy, right?
Does that work with Wii U?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, if the Wii Mote can work with Wii U, I have to imagine that fucking Wii Fit board.
U hasn't even come out for Wii U yet.
I know, it's like Nintendo. Fucking get it together.
More time to make it.
We need more time. You've had so much time.
Put
the console's been out for almost a year. Where's Pikmin 3? I don't even want Pikmin 3. Where is it?
I can't listen to Reggie talk 'cause it's like, dude, you're talking out of your fucking ass. It's like
we know that people love our games.
Well, he talks so confidently. It's like, your console is fucking garbage. There are no fucking games for it. Shut up and go make the fucking games and get a better console.
I was at Future Shop the other day, and you go to the Wii U selection, it is pathetic. It's like 10 games. It's like Shovelware, Batman, Mass Effect,
The Zombie U.
It's like Mario. It's like, are you kidding me? How is this? It's like, okay, this looks like the console just came out. It's like, no, it's been out since last November.
Yeah.
And it's like they're still showing games. It's like, yeah, they've got Wind Waker coming out. They've got Pikmin, Donkey
Reggie
Kong.
was asked like by Dorito Pope about like, hey, do you think like the console will start doing better once these games come out? And he's like, well, I don't think it's doing bad now, but you know, I can understand where you're coming from, and I feel like when we have this great AAA lineup coming out for the end of the year, and I'm like, no, your lineup still fucking stinks. This is not what people fucking want.
No.
I don't want 3D Land Mario. Fucking Wind Waker is an old-ass fucking game.
It looks nice, though.
Give us HD Majora's Mask, too, if you're going to make an old game. Make it for 3DS.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me
They
with
do
that.
Link to the Past instead.
And that Link to the Past, I don't like the look of it.
You get to walk on the walls.
Are you going to look at the walls? What? There's Pixar on the walls. What else is coming out? They've got Donkey Kong Retro Studios. Oh, we're making other Donkey Kong Country games. Like, I want to play fucking Metroid Prime.
Also, at the Xbox press conference, that was a burp. Because I don't give a fuck. No, they were showing off before the game. Hey, Connect Sports Camp Remix, the new one for Xbox One.
Yeah,
and they're showing it off and stuff. You look at the developer. Rare's making this?
Yeah.
This makes me so sad.
But Rare's also making Killer Instinct. We haven't made a fighting game in 20 years, but we can do it now, right?
And you know how that game is working, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for each character.
You get one character.
Fuck you.
You get one character and you have to pay for everybody else. Nah, I don't.
Killer Instinct, we've sold out.
Or I can go on the PSN and buy Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for, I think, $10.
We should talk about Mega Man in Smash Brothers 2 and how he's being overshadowed by the Wii Fit trainer. It's like Mega Man can't catch a break.
Yeah.
He comes out and it's like, cool. And then everyone realizes, wait, Villager and Wii Fit trainer are way cooler than Mega Man. Yeah. And it's like, all right, rest in peace, Mega Man.
Yeah, and the thing is,
you're
like,
done.
I don't know. It's we've talked about before how this Capcom's treatment of Mega Man is just really sad.
Yeah,
and it's like
he looks cool in Smash Brothers. Don't get me wrong.
He looks great. He looks like
how he should.
Old artwork from like the PlayStation era of Mega Man.
Yeah,
pre-Legends, but when they made the jump at least Mega Man 7.
Yeah,
sort of era of Mega Man. But it's like I never really even realized how much of a Mega Man fan that I am. until just like recently when he's sort of like fallen, where it's like, oh no, I played every Mega Man game on Nintendo.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah, I played the ones on PlayStation. I haven't touched the X series, and then I'm sure I would have liked it. I think it's too much for me to go back to them now. But
no, you could get it. People love those games.
Yeah, it's like, and I watch them. It's like, it's maybe not my Mega Man, but it's like played the Battle Network games, played the Mega Man Legends games, and it's like, it's weird how much like they've just like, we're done with Mega Man. They cancel those games. They literally had 2 games that were Mega Man games that were going to come out. They canceled both of them.
Yeah, that Mega Man Universe game or whatever.
Mega Man Universe they canceled, which was the trailer for it was really weird, but the idea for it was great. Yeah. It was just like user-created content that you could basically make Mega Man levels.
Make your own bosses, make your own fights, stuff and stuff like that. It's like, oh, that's cool.
But then they canceled it. And they also were doing Mega Man Legends 3 for 3DS.
And it's just like gone. And it's like, those, they always have the DS games and stuff. It's like, those sold well, I thought. Like, I felt like those were always popular with the kids, but I don't know. And it's like, well, who is the face of Capcom anymore? Like, who is the face of Capcom?
Resident Evil.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if
that sells.
I guess it does.
Speaking of sales, on Friday, or last Friday, Last of Us came out.
Yes, it did.
Sales numbers have come out for that, I believe. I think these are just estimates still.
Yeah.
But from what I read, and I don't know, don't quote me on it, but VG Charts was saying Last of Us 1.3 million.
That's good.
For opening week is what they were saying.
That's good.
Worldwide, but that they were comparing it to BioShock. BioShock was 1.1.
Really?
BioShock was on both consoles.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, I was on my PlayStation.
That's without PC sales for BioShock, mind you.
What?
They only take into account the console sales. They can't track PC sales.
Sure,
like
nothing sells on PC.
Steam, it sells. Not to the same degree, but that's like a few 100,000.
Sure. Yeah. If that. They really don't sell like console stuff sells.
Anyways.
But on my friends list, just looking at what everyone was playing, Last of Us. I had 10 people online. They were all playing Last of Us.
People keep asking me, just like talking about the game. It's like, I haven't played it yet.
Adam has beat it like 5 times.
Has he?
Yeah.
Fucking Adam, give us a copy of the game.
It's physical.
Yeah, I want to play it. It's just I
just realized what I just said too.
Yeah, I know. I think you and I will get it at the end of the month. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. We'll share that, but
family
pack style. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I haven't been spoiled by it. Thank God. I've avoided going on V. I avoid going on.
I thought I spoiled myself on it, and I was there with you, and then I realized like this game doesn't come out for a week. How could I have spoiled myself?
Yeah. People are just making shit up. But yeah, people are praising it unanimously. I really want to check it out, but it's just like for some reason I'm not like, I don't know. I don't need to go spend $60 on it right now. I can sort of wait. I'm playing fucking Animal Crossing. Got to deal with Isabel.
Well, yeah, and you were playing that so much. I was trying to see. It's like maybe there's a way to do Animal Crossing for SuperRoboPlay.
Yeah.
No.
I know, because they don't make it easy.
The way it would happen is you take that.
Get a camera.
No. You take that. Mm-hmm. You mail it to this guy. And he installs this thing on the back of it that plugs into a computer.
No, thank you.
And that costs $300.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Or you can buy one from him that is already made like that.
Yeah.
That's like $450.
Nah, it's okay.
Now, fuck you.
Yeah, because the thing is, we could do all like the GBA games I have on here. I have like GBA, Game Boy games. I have a ton of games on here because I've got the Ambassador program. They gave me 10 free games or whatever on top of all the other stuff I have. But it's like I'm not putting $300 into that.
Nintendo loses E3.
I'd sooner buy a second capture device so we'd have 2 of these, because this thing is a pain in the ass to deal with. I'm pointing at our Warhawk capture device. It's like they have such nicer ones now that I'd love to get. Cheaper too. But
yeah, and I wonder, they have the HDMI ones now, and it's like,
yeah,
is that going to work with PS4?
Yeah.
Like, this will work. No, but I'm saying the HDMI one doesn't work with PS3. They have a blocker that doesn't allow for that to happen.
Oh.
They don't allow HDMI things to run through, but maybe for PS4 it'll be different.
We'll see.
So it'll be interesting. But that's one thing we should say is that by year's end, like I'm planning on getting it around Christmas time.
Yeah,
So-
both you and I are planning on getting it unless
So
something
there
changes.
will be PlayStation 4 stuff on SuperRoboPlay in the
Yeah.
foreseeable future.
Unless SuperRoboPlay is dead, but I don't know. Unless we kill ourselves right now with that blood pact we made, I don't see that happening. Ah, shoot, I wasn't supposed to tell people about that, was I?
We aliens, yo. Oh, you heard it here first. SuperRoboPlay. We're from another planet. That planet is called Swag. What?
What? You gave me a look like it hasn't been recording this entire time.
No, it's recorded. It's
I
done.
got really scared.
No, it's done.
Is it done? You keep giving me these looks, and it's like, is it all gone or not? I don't know.
No, it's still